Hi, Virgo. It's Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing July readings. I've got the Light Seers Tarot here. And just a quick reminder, these are general readings for a general audience. So it might really resonate with you, or there might just be a nugget or two that inspires you. I focus on Virgo, sun, moon, and rising as I shuffle. So I invite you to check all of those placements, the readings for sun, your sun, moon, and rising for a fuller picture. So I'm going to go ahead and give the deck a shuffle for you. I like to fast forward the video through the shuffling part. So I'll meet you on the other side of the shuffle for your reading. See you there. Okay, Virgo, let's see what themes, events, advice are coming up for you for July. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so first of all, we've got 3 major arcana. That's pretty huge. Now, starting with the Hermit card, which is pretty much Virgo energy right off the bat, right? The Hermit doesn't necessarily mean going off to a mountaintop and secluding yourself from, everyone you know and love. But it is about turning into your own wisdom. It isn't about just relying on your own wisdom, but there is a recommendation of the synthesis of, wisdom you have gained through traditional sources like education, books, teachers, gurus, and that sort of thing, with your own wisdom experienced through life. So there's some piece here of bringing together and trusting your own experience as a guiding light to bring you into the next phase. We're seeing some shifts coming up in July, some major kind of shifts and sort of portal openings that your own sort of internal navigation system is going to be really important as you go through these shifts. So let me say too, as we see these major arcana cards, these aren't about, specific situations or events like, or let me put it this way. When we have minor arcana cards, like the cards that are the numbered cards, right? They tend to point to specific sort of day-to-day events, like work events or celebrations, or kind of how we are dealing with or interacting with other people. When we get the major arcana cards, those are really internal life shifts and sort of big chapter headings. These are kind of the changes that we're making within ourselves that affect all areas of our lives. So when we make these kind of internal shifts, they affect everything. They affect our relationships. They affect our job, or leaving a job, or a career, making a total career change, that sort of thing, making maybe a major move, or downsizing, something like that. These are major personal changes that absolutely affect the day-to-day when we see a major arcana card. And the fact that you have 3 mean there's a lot of internal shifts that are going to make incredible ripples throughout the day-to-day stuff, right? So the Hermit is about trusting this internal navigation that maybe other people don't quite see, why you are making changes or preparing for some changes or some edits in your life. I would say that there is the indication here that you may be cutting out some things or some people, like maybe changing a job or considering retirement or considering a career shift, like a change in the industry you work in for another, or limiting your hours, going from full time to part time, or going from, you know, working full time into going into consulting or your own, opening your own sort of business. It's a shift to a more sort of independent life. It's not cutting yourself off from the world entirely, as I said before, but it's needing more independence and relying more on your own wisdom, because you recognize you have gained more experience and you see value in your own sort of internal wisdom. There is a piece to this too, that your own internal wisdom is going to be valuable to others, and there is a sense that you will be building maybe an educational program, or your own wisdom will be, if not a career that you're building, maybe it's something you offer, like a YouTube channel or a TikTok channel, or maybe you're writing a book, or in some way you're using your own wisdom to educate others or possibly heal others. We see this also echoed in the star, that as you decide to move into a more independent phase and rely more on your wisdom and make sort of these life edits, whether you actually retire or move into your own entrepreneurial phase, or cut down your hours at a office job to work more on a side hustle or freelance or consulting or whatever that piece is. There's this regained hopefulness and more opportunities. The star also comes with, I don't know a better way to say this, but there's also a kind of a piece of fame, like literally the star, like you can be kind of a star, and it doesn't necessarily mean Hollywood. For some of you, it might be, if there are any performers or people who do write books that, that are published traditionally, or even ebooks that are featured on Amazon or something like that. There could be a traditional sense of fame to it, or it could be something that goes viral. And we also see this echoed in the world, because again, that could be some sort of viral piece, a world recognition. So for anyone who is seeking that piece, there is that potential. That might not be true for all Virgos watching this. Let me go back up to the star for a little bit. There is, within the Hermit, traditionally, the Hermit has a lantern, and there is a little, in most artwork, let me see if I can get this more in focus for you. There's a bit of glare, but there's traditionally a lantern that the Hermit has, and there's a star in the lantern. So as you move through this Hermit energy and accept this kind of this move towards focusing on your own wisdom, and you're moving towards more independence and using your own wisdom, whether it's a career or a creative project, or freelance work, or whatever it is in for you. That little star is sort of unleashed, right? It's unleashed into the world, and it becomes available to a greater audience, is what happens with the star. And so even if you don't become Hollywood famous. There is a sense here that there is some level of following, even if it's only a smaller community, and not a worldwide community, although that, as I mentioned, that could certainly happen. And this leads you to more opportunities for collaboration and certainly a greater sense for you too of healing for yourself. It's that energy that goes back and forth, right? As you are able to use this energy in a more positive way, as it's kind of it, out, as it finds a greater purpose, as it finds, as you share it, more comes back to you, and you even gain more sort of knowledge in whatever field it is that you work into, if it's a healing field or a creative field or whatever your area of expertise is. And so moving on to the world, this you can see there's a sort of a doorway here in the world card. It's a liminal space, right? The central figure is moving through a sort of a doorway. This decision to move towards more independence and sharing your gift leads you. It's embracing a new role, right? So you're moving you're moving into a new phase where you get to take on a new role. It's an ending and a beginning, and it's the beginning of a whole new chapter for you. It's like going through a door. I always say this when the world card comes out, and I used to do a lot of baby showers, and the world card would come out every time I did the reading for the mom to be, because, when you go from a person who is just, in charge of themselves to a person who now has a new life to nurture and care for, that's a whole new role. And there's a whole new series of life lessons and responsibilities. And it's a milestone to go from, just a single human being in the world to taking on this role of mother. So it's kind of like you have a title change or a milestone change with this shift. Now, moving on to the final card here, we have the Page of Swords. This echoes a bit this piece of learning something new as you transition into this new chapter. Pages do have a piece of that education, of learning something new. Pages show up when there's a new opportunity to get excited about an area that maybe you haven't explored much before, that excites you, but maybe you haven't had much time to invest in. This looks to be like marketing yourself, social media, the way that you might share whatever it is that you're expanding on or marketing, or whatever you're freelancing, or whatever service or a consulting business, whatever this is that you're moving towards. This would be the marketing piece of it. And especially if that isn't an area that you have a lot of experience with, or if you've only ever used one platform and you need to expand to other social media platforms, or this could be even the form of you've always felt drawn to write a book, and this piece is like it's finally time to write that great novel or write your healing method down in a book, and you've never actually written a book before. This could be that piece about learning how to write a book or publish an ebook or something like that. Swords are all about communication, And pages can be about learning, exploring, the education piece of the communication, sort of milieu, if you will. There could be a younger person, like a younger family member, or a younger colleague who can help you with maybe the social media piece or the e-publishing piece, or somebody who has more comfort in a platform or with a platform that you haven't used before that can show you the ropes, or you can collaborate with someone that you can, trade maybe some healing or, whatever your consulting piece is, and they can offer some advice or some, a few hours of marketing or something like that. It could also just be you watching a lot of YouTube videos and taking some time to educate yourself, getting really excited about and getting a lot of ideas about how you could market this piece, letting yourself get really creative, giving yourself permission to share your wisdom with a new audience in a new way. So Virgo, July looks really exciting. As I mentioned before, I don't see, the specific cards for relationships or for money or even for dealing with people, with the exception of possibly the Page of Swords here, which could be about finding someone or bringing on someone to help with social media. But this could just as easily be you getting excited about learning how to market yourself or getting creative about marketing your ideas or publishing or just sharing your story, your healing message, whatever this piece is. What we have here is a validation that you have a real light inside you, a wisdom, not just learned from traditional sources, but gained through a lifetime of experience and from your own sort of natural talents, that has a place, that deserves an audience. And as you make space to share this wisdom, whatever it is, whether it's a healing, a creative story, some sort of consulting talent, as you make space to share this, there is an audience for it. And you may even surprise yourself at the lightness you feel as you begin the work. This card suggests that you'll feel like both an old soul and a new soul at the same time as you step through this portal into this new chapter. I don't know if this is what you expected from this reading today, Virgo, but I hope you're inspired to move forward with whatever this is and give it space and give it voice and bring it into the world. In any case, thank you so much for stopping by. Take good care, and until next time, bye for now.